It could be about a relationship, a job, something, right? Something is coming to an end and it feels like everything is breaking down in your world at this time. Again, this is the worst of it. This is the worst of it. With the Ten of Swords coming out, it is over. So it might feel heavy, it might feel painful, it may feel uncomfortable as you're going through this insane, extreme transformation within your world. Again, even a spiritual awakening this could be speaking to, where you're leaving behind so many things that are familiar, 3D, like relationships, careers, friendships, family. Like it feels like you're shedding a skin and it's uncomfortable. Okay. So, but you're only aligning with what it is that is truly meant for you. And it's actually going to bring in happiness. And I know I keep repeating myself, but I feel like whoever needs this message right now needs to be reminded. Okay. It is for your greatest and highest good. You will be thankful as you come out the other side of this extreme change that is happening in your world. Okay. What do we have? Hi everyone, welcome back to Turning Tides Tarot. My name is Alishia. Thank you so very much for being here with me today and on the Almost Daily. Y'all are seriously the best. The best. Anyways, okay. So we're going to bring the bowl, we're going to say the prayer and get started. We're going to find out what it is you need to know or what energy is around you today. My intention is that it's a reading for you, whoever's tuning in. Hopefully you get a message here. Of course, it's general, y'all. So I would be freaking amazed if it resonated with all 30,000 of you and whoever else who hasn't yet joined our tribe. Why didn't you join our tribe? We're awesome. Just look in the comments. Look at all these amazing folks here. Get on board. Anyways, okay, enough. We're just going to see what comes out and what you need to know. All right, here we go. Okay, I'm calling on Spirit with so much love and so much gratitude. I ask for divine guidance as I interpret these messages. May they help us all on our journey towards our highest and greatest good. I'm asking for love, joy, peace, abundance, and protection for myself, for you, and for all beings on the planet at this time. Thank you so much, Spirit. What is the overall vibe? We're going to start with that, and then we're going to clarify with tarot. Here we are. Oh my gosh, fear. Why? Why fear? Fear is the opposite energy of love. So let's see if we can fix that. Somebody here is in a little bit of fear. Can we get something else? Let's get something else we should be focusing on rather than what we are afraid of or what extremes. Okay, this is making a little bit more sense to me. I want to get one more though. Fear of the extremes, fear of the ups and the downs. Perhaps some of those are roller coaster relationships that we deal with. That's what it's reminding me of. And then we have change. Okay, fear of change. Sometimes change can be quite scary, especially if you are in the midst of an extreme change. Okay, so we will see what's coming out here. The messages. We have hunger coming up again. This came out yesterday. That came out yesterday. So maybe some of you are starving for change, starving for something to change, but low key, you may be a little frightened of it, and that's okay. It's natural. The ego, our ego, a tool that is here to protect us. Really, that's what it's supposed to do. That's what it tries to do. It likes the familiar. It likes to know what's going to happen. So oftentimes we will keep ourselves in a situation that, we don't enjoy subconsciously, just because the ego is like, well, at least we know what to expect. And that it can even apply to some of our relationships. And that's where that's where trauma bonding comes into play. So if you feel like you're always kind of dating the same type of people or experiencing the same type of people, it's a familiar thing. Your ego seeks that out in others, okay? And everybody goes through it. There's nothing to be scared of. If you want to go down that rabbit hole, there are a ton of amazing resources here on YouTube that can help you with self-healing and even just recognizing those kinds of things. So that was just for some of you, and some of you already know that. but what we have here before we even get into this is somebody who is afraid, low-key scared of a extreme change that's going on perhaps within them. Some of you could be going through some spiritual awakenings that seem very frightening. This doesn't even have to be about you. This could be somebody that is in your energy, okay, and is afraid of change as well. So please take it as it resonates, and if it doesn't at all, please don't try to force it. This may not be your message, okay? All right, but if that's the case, if that's you, hit the like on your way out here for your girls, so that the folks who do need this message will be able to see it, and we can trick that YouTube algorithm. All right. Okay, so what is the fear all about? What is this fear all about here? The Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords can represent some spontaneous action, okay? Running towards something without really thinking things through, but it feels right. It feels, okay. Let me see, the Hangman. Running towards a block. Running towards a blockage. Let me just clarify this, because those are extremely opposite energies here. Okay, we're getting something. So when the Hangman comes up, it's like doing the same things over and over and over again. We will find ourselves in that. In a cycle, perhaps. The Hangman, it's like the Hangman requires a timeout. Basically, it's a spiritual timeout where spirit comes in, the universe says, you know what, you need to slow down. Perhaps some of that is what it is. Perhaps some of you have been trying to align yourself with change, doing things that are very extreme. Could be. And spirit's slowing you down for some type of reason here. We'll see. We'll see. This could be so many things at this point. The Hangman, though, does come up when we need to look at things from a different perspective as well. So it's like a spiritual timeout. It's a roadblock. It's temporary, okay? It's not something that's going to last forever. It's very interesting to see these opposing energies. Knight of Swords is very swift, very, can be cutting, okay? Very spontaneous energy. And then the Hangman is like a stall. So what is going on? You could be going through ups and downs where you feel like, okay, I need to change. I need to do something right now. But then you go to do something and, you know, it's like you're held back or you're blocked from making any change. Okay, so let's see what this is. Page of Cups. Page of Cups. Some of you, this is just for some of you. Some of you could feel like you want to rush forward and make some change, but you can't because of a child. That could be a thing. Hold on, let me just get something here. And boy, I know how that feels. But it's okay. It's okay. So let's see here. Yeah, looking out to the future. Okay, what is this? There's something going on here. The sun. Oh, here it is. Okay, the sun keeps coming up in our readings, and I love it, y'all. So sometimes it just takes me a minute to see what is going on. The Empress at the bottom of the deck. Some of you are definitely standing in your power. Some of you could be afraid of your own power. I mean, again, it seems like you're stepping into some unfamiliar territory. So Spirit is asking you to slow down. You may want something to change so drastically fast that you're just like, I got to get out of here now. Okay, that kind of an energy. I got to remove myself from the situation. It could be at work. It could be a friendship. It could be from family. It could, you know, I just desperately need a change. You know, I just need something to change. But Spirit's asking you to slow down and to actually make some type of plan that your health, your vitality, your wealth, the wellness, like all around good stuff coming in with the sun. It's like, it's not going anywhere. Okay. It's not going anywhere. And I feel like some of you, could be afraid. Okay. This could be the thing that if you don't act now, you're going to miss out on a beautiful opportunity, or you're going to miss out on this beautiful energy that's coming into you. So we've been getting a lot of readings about, aligning with blessings coming into us. And some of you may be feeling some pressure, like, oh my gosh, I gotta do the work right now. I gotta get something's going to change. Otherwise I'm going to miss this boat of blessings that are coming in for the collective. You're not going to miss out. You're not going to miss out. Okay. So Spirit is asking you to slow down. Slow down. So there may be something that you do need to see in a different light here. Okay. So let's just continue forward. For some of you, again, yeah. Okay. I'm not surprised to see the Tower here. When the Tower comes out, it is often a welcomed change in our life and on our path. It's when we're feeling Like if I don't change now, or if something doesn't change in my life, I'm going to be stuck always in the same position that I'm in currently. Now, yeah, the Tower is usually an invited change. It's like divine intervention. When the lightning strikes, so basically, let me tell you a little bit about the Tower if you don't already know. For those of you who know, just, fast forward 10 seconds or whatever the case here. See this Tower, we work really, really hard to build this Tower. We feel like, okay, I always think about building a house. You build a house. Let's say you're building your first house. You're like, this is my dream house. This is, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm doing it. And then you live in your house, let's say for a couple years, right? You're established. This is your foundation. And you decide, well, you know what? I would have really rathered if I put that countertop in, or if I put a window over here, or, I really don't like the layout of what's going on here. And I feel like, I could use a change. I almost want something different now, So that's when, you're kind of inviting it, and Spirit comes in. I'm looking for a change. I'm really not happy with my circumstance. I'm really not happy with the way things are going, if we're being honest with ourselves, right? Even though we worked really hard to build this Tower, right? We worked really hard. It's what we wanted at one point in time, and it felt right. Okay. Now what happens is when we're asking for that change, Spirit comes, boom, lightning on fire, right? You got no other choice but to jump from this building, from this Tower. Oh, here are the people, and just allow yourselves to land where you land. Okay. I know the imagery is pretty grim, but it's just talking about a drastic change. What happens here with the Tower? Now, your house lights on fire. Okay. I know it sounds pretty extreme, but this is what it is. And this is clarifying the extremes. Okay. The energy of extremes. So your house lights on fire, the house that you built, everything that, you've been working on and secretly hoping for some type of change to happen, not being happy with where you were, it's on fire. You jump. You're like, okay, well, there's nothing I can do about it. Right. This is the change that's happening from outside of yourself. You cannot do anything to stop this. Okay. The house burns down to the ground. It's a pile of ash. And guess what? You have to start again. You have to start over. Okay. So what's good at the time when your house is on fire and you're looking at it, you're like, oh my gosh, this is the worst thing that could possibly happen to me. Right? That's how we feel. Sometimes the Tower, it just feels devastating. Right? But really what's happening is that, what do? The worst thing happens, you can't control it, so you start building again. But this time, you've already built it once. So now you know better. Now you know what kind of countertops you want, and what kind of windows, and where you want them to go, and how big of a bedroom, and do you want a bathroom there? And I'm just using this as an example, but now you know better of what you really want. Okay. So it's more of an energy of hindsight 2020. It feels extreme while this change is going on, but looking back, fast forward a couple years, you're now living in a fully constructed home with a solid foundation, and it is more in alignment with what you truly want, your heart's true desires. So when you're looking back now, you say to yourself, well, gee, if my house didn't catch on fire, if it wasn't struck by lightning, I wouldn't be where I am. So you become thankful for that extreme change. Now, I only say that to say this change is so welcome, and it may not feel very exciting while it's happening. Some of you may want to rush out of it or rush through to the other side because it feels scary in some type of way, or it feels like, oh my gosh, I'm missing out on, true happiness. But that isn't the case at all. Spirit is coming in and is helping you to rebuild on a solid foundation, something that is truly in alignment with your heart's desire. So it's like, you're getting yourself back on track, even though it may not feel like it. Okay. So I just wanted to be super clear. Now I'm going to clarify the Tower. And I know that was like a little Tarot 101 lesson, but that's what it is. And yeah, it doesn't surprise me to see this 9 of Swords at the bottom of the deck here. Okay. So this comes with fear, anxiety. It's natural. It's natural to be like, oh my gosh, usually our ego will grasp onto the familiar and want to hold on and know what to expect. This reading here is for somebody that is maybe trying to run away from change. Okay. So it can go in a lot of different ways. with this Knight of Swords energy, trying to run away from this change that feels inevitable. And Spirit's like, hold up, you need to look at this from a different perspective. And that's why I took some time to explain this, because you may not be able to see right now. And especially with the Tower, you won't be able to see how amazing it will feel, fast forward a few months or a year or 5 years or 10 years down the line. You will look back at this time in your life and say, oh my gosh, I'm so thankful that this happened. Okay. So you are headed towards the Sun, okay, which is the most positive energy in the deck. You're not missing out on opportunity. You're looking to the future, and just Spirit's asking you to perhaps, if you can, try to remain in the present, try to remain positive and have a hopeful and optimistic outlook towards the future as you're rebuilding this, whatever this is. I know a lot of folks in America, half of our audience here, half of our tribe are in the US. And I'm in Canada, for those of you who are wondering, so not too far away. Just your neighbor to the north. I don't live in an igloo. Anyways, so I'm actually really close to Detroit. So what's happening, I've been seeing that, and even since COVID, the whole pandemic, all those things, people are quitting their jobs. People are changing up their life. People are realizing that they don't, that there's been a lot of suffering having to do the daily grind and put your head down and go to a job that you hate to make money. So people are waking up and aligning with, this is really good. Actually, they are aligning with what feels good to them, realizing that, we're just essentially, it's paid slavery, right? So for the most part. So I know this is like a worldwide type of thing, but I feel like this applies to the collective as a whole, especially for anyone in the US. If you know anyone who's going through some major change right now, it's a breakdown that's going to actually propel you towards your happiness. Okay. So, and align you with what it is that you're truly here meant to be doing. Okay, and to align you with your true heart's desire. So, of course, it comes with fears and worries about the daily things, like how am I going to make ends meet, things like that. But just know that this extreme transformation that's going on within you and all over the world at this point in time, it's all going to be for our highest and greatest good. The Tower comes when we need it. The Tower comes when we are aligning with our greatest good, okay, and our heart's true desires. It's because Spirit wants us to be happy. So that's a little, I went off at a little tangent there, but I feel like those of you who needed to hear that, There's no need to worry. You are protected here, and you are still going to be, you're going to be fine. You're going to be okay. All right. And as long as we can try to quiet our mind, quiet some of those thoughts and worries and fears that keep coming up, keep creeping up, and it's only natural. Just by staying in the present moment. So I often recommend the book, The Power of Now, if you haven't already tapped into it. There are free audiobook versions like right here on YouTube that you can listen to, or go buy the book, or whatever the case, whatever, if you feel called to. It does help you realize, or help you stay in the now, in the moment, and realize that all these fears, all these anxieties, all these thoughts are things that aren't actually happening, and not every thought we think is right. Okay. So it's teaching us how to stop listening to the thinker. Okay. And just start being, and that's turning into something else. But anyways, this change is propelling you. It is, look at this. We have the Knight of Wands. So some of you may even be physically moving. The Knight of Wands isn't always a player energy. Okay. Just so you know, okay. It's about moving quickly. Okay. And sometimes physically moving, a house, right? Sometimes physically moving. Some of you are finding out that you have to move. And it feels like, oh my gosh, I've been in this same spot for 5 or 10 years and now I have to move. Like, it can feel overwhelming. Okay. So there's fear around it. But just take things one step at a time and trust that the divine spirit universe has your back, and you are actually aligning with something that is going to make you feel a lot better. Okay. It's going to be a welcome change. Okay. But it doesn't feel that way as you're going through this. Okay. All right. So let's see what else is coming in. Yes. 10 of Swords. This is Okay, it feels like the end of something, okay? It feels like the end of an era. It feels like it's very difficult, but you know what? It's a completion energy. There is a cycle that's completing. Now, if this isn't about a physical home, and I know that I've been using that a lot, it could be about a relationship, a job, something, right? Something is coming to an end, and it feels like everything is breaking down in your world at this time. Again, this is the worst of it. This is the worst of it. With the Ten of Swords coming out, it is over. So it might feel heavy. It might feel painful. It may feel uncomfortable as you're going through this insane, extreme transformation within your world. Again, even a spiritual awakening this could be speaking to, where you're leaving behind so many things that are familiar, 3D, like relationships, careers, friendships, family. Like it feels like you're shedding a skin and it's uncomfortable. Okay, so but you're only aligning with what it is that is truly meant for you, and it's actually going to bring in happiness. And I know I keep repeating myself, but I feel like whoever needs this message right now needs to be reminded. Okay, it is for your greatest and highest good. You will be thankful as you come out the other side of this extreme change that is happening in your world. Okay, what do we have? Death. Yeah. Okay, there is something huge and it is extreme that's ending for you. I don't know exactly what it is, so I'm not going to pretend to know. All I can see is that when death comes up, that's transformation, right? I always link death to the life cycle of a butterfly, right? It starts as a caterpillar. Your caterpillar life is over when I see this energy. Okay, the worst is over. Okay, maybe you were getting chased around by birds and whatever. Like it just feels like, you know, you were like constantly being betrayed, or things were just not working out and you just can't take any more. Well, it's over. You build yourself this nice little cocoon of trust in the universe, faith in spirit, knowing that something brighter days are coming for you, and they are. The sun is here. They are. One door has to close before another one opens. So death is not an overnight change, an overnight transformation. It does represent Scorpio, so this is playing out perhaps throughout the whole season, Scorpio season, which we are currently in. It's limbo. It's limbo. So you have to know that this is limbo, a period of time where it may seem like nothing is happening. Okay. It may seem like roadblocks are put up all over the place and you have no idea. And this is why some of the fear is coming up, because you cannot see the other side. When you're a caterpillar and you build your cocoon, your safety net, right? You actually break down and turn to mush. Okay. That's it. For the caterpillar, this is a tower. This is death. And this is Ten of Swords. It is over. Caterpillar life is done. You're breaking down, you turn to mush, and what happens? Spirit, the universe, the forces of life, nature, all of the higher powers rearrange those mushy cells, and you emerge on the other side as a freaking butterfly, experiencing a brand new life, transcending, okay, evolving, really, truly, enjoying. You're flying with the birds now. You're not getting chased anymore with the little caterpillars. So to me, what I see here happening is it's scary, it must be terrifying for that caterpillar, it feels like the end, but it's not. So this is what it is. It's something that feels like the end, but is really just a transformational period of time where you're literally evolving. You are growing spiritually, and your whole life is about to transform. Okay. So I know it can feel very scary. I know it can feel very frightening, but please trust the universe has your back, and this is for your highest and greatest good. Okay. Wheel of Fortune. See, this is all happening for a reason. This is a very deep spiritual message for whoever needs it. Honestly, this is time. This is divine timing. This is karmic cycles wrapping up. This is the end of the very worst. Okay, this is what it feels like. Okay, it's a brand new life. The wheel is turning for you now. So it looks like your luck is turning, but you can't hold on to that old stuff. Okay, the old stuff has to be released. It has to die if you want to live this beautiful new life that you are aligning and where you're meant to be. Okay, so it is a huge change, a huge transformation. Again, you're going to come out on the other side. You're going to have all the power, okay, all of the power as the magician. And you can literally, right now, it's a wonderful time to literally consciously co-create the life that you want to live. Okay. There are certain things that are meant for us. You know, we are, especially if you are on a spiritual path here, which it seems like you are, or you're at least beginning to align with a more spiritual existence here, and you're evolving. It just feels like, you know, it's leveling up. Some things are meant to be, you know, and we can't always see what's ahead for us. Like, there are mysteries in life, and especially if you feel guided down a certain path, right? But you can still consciously co-create with spirit, with the universe, and use your own divine free will to make things happen. So this is a really amazing time for you right now. It's like having a fresh start, having a blank slate, having that pile of ash to rebuild a foundation and a brand new home to your own personal specifications, okay, to your liking, what makes you feel good, okay, and aligning your life with that. So it's, wow, look at that. There's the Ace of Pentacles. This is a brand new life, and that's going to last, okay? So this is what's going on, and it could be a life in general. It could be one area of your life, and again, please apply it where it fits for you, okay? This is a time to recreate that thing that is breaking down, okay? It's time to recreate, rebuild, and be reborn. All right, is basically what's happening here for you. If this is your reading, it's very powerful. You will be so much happier for it in the end. And Spirit's just, this message is coming out. Okay, let's get the universe has my back. Let's get an oracle message here for you, for whoever is still here. Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like it, okay? I know I try not to mention it to be like annoying and stuff, but it's really helpful for these types of messages to get it to those who need it, okay? So if you're here just hanging out, hey, what's up? I like hanging out with you too, okay? All right, so here we go. What did we need to know? Let's get a universe has my back message. Okay, this is perfect, and we're gonna end it on this because wow, does it? Thank you, Spirit. Okay, it says, thank you, universe, for helping me see beyond the limits of fear. Thank you for expanding my perceptions so that I can see what is of the highest good. Can't make this up, folks. Okay, this is exactly what this reading is, helping you to see beyond the scary breakdown that's happening, and know that this is all happening for your greatest and highest good. I am honestly sending you so much love. Thank you for being here. Best of luck to you. And if you need to watch this reading over and over again, that's okay. I would have loved to have a reading like this. I really would have. What do we have at the bottom of the deck? So my happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe. Okay. Have faith. You're headed in the right direction. You're aligning with a bright future, a very bright future here, okay? But yeah, so it took a while to get that out, but that's okay. I'm going to ask y'all something at the end of this reading here because, yeah, I was starting to say, I wish I would have had a message like this while I was going through some of these transformations. It would have been extremely helpful, but what I'm looking for is your favorite tarot readers. Could you help a sister out? I have subscribed to a ton of different readers over the years, and I'm finding that I'm no longer in alignment with the majority of them as I grow and evolve on my journey. And so I'm just looking for new readers. So if you could help a sister out, pop your favorite readers down there and just let me know so I can kind of have a look-see and try to find some new readers, you know. Anyway, it's hard to read for yourself because it's easier to be straightforward with someone else than it is with yourself. I tend to say, oh yeah, oh okay, well that didn't mean to fall out. I don't want to look at that card. You know, you tend to cheat. Anyways, I'm sending you lots of love. Thanks for being here. Y'all are seriously the best. Take care.